back to another video. This is Southern Scales. Today we are doing an update video and a new fish video, and then we're going to also post an update video on all the reptiles, including the beardy, all the tree frogs and the geckos, the crusties, everything. But today we're just going to focus on the fish and the new fish we got, and that's it. Alright, so we're going to start off with the 5-gallon. So in the 5-gallon tank, we're about to put a red, white, and blue male betta in there. I just got him today. He's been acclimating for at least 30 to 40 minutes. The water and everything, I mean, it's the same. There's no filter, just like pretty much all of my tanks, and top water plants, as well as, you know, the rotala and everything else in there. So excited to see how this guy does. I also have 20 red cherry shrimp coming in, so excited about that, really excited about that. I will show you when we show the 36-gallon, I think it's 36-gallon bow front. I'm gonna show some of the new shrimp I got in there, if we can see any. And then I also have a new betta in there that I don't know if I posted on the channel yet. It's a female, and I have a male in there. I'm currently trying to breed those. They're not the same breed, but and I don't know too much about breeding bettas. I'm mostly just put things together and see if I could breed them based off of the water quality and the way I have the tanks. So we're gonna see if that works. It looks like they've been paired, and they're pairing well from the actions and the things I've seen. So we're hoping for babies from them and from that community tank, and it's doing great. I'll show it later on in the video. But for now, let's go ahead and get this red, white, and blue male in the tank. Beautiful betta. Really beautiful betta. I'm so happy to get another centerpiece betta fish, because I really do enjoy having them so much. So that one's going to do great in there. I've been keeping tabs on this tank. I've been turning the lights off for most of the day. The light's only on this tank for about 3 hours a day right now, because I'm trying to control the hair algae, and I've gotten a lot of it settled down. So it's not really taking over anymore. A lot more of the plants are getting light and they're growing better. So I'm going to try and keep doing that with this tank to keep it at a good steady level. I can't really deal with the hair algae too much. It's so annoying. So we're just going to keep trying to do this one. Whenever we get the 20 red, high quality red cherry shrimp in, they'll be in the tank with this betta, and hopefully breeding. So I'm going to use this as kind of my breeding tank for my red cherry shrimp, so that I can kind of place them throughout other tanks as they breed. And I'm not too sure on how they'll do with the betta, or if it'll eat the babies, but they should be able to at least grow some, because of all the hiding spots in the rocks and the plants and everything else where the betta can't go. So that's pretty much it for the 5-gallon. So now we're going to move on to the guppy breeder. It's a 10-gallon tank with a bubbler in there. It's kind of like a, it's got like a good filter media in there. There's gravel on the bottom. There is a sponge slash, yeah, it's a sponge on the top to filter the water, I guess, because of the intake in the bottom. So, and like I said, I don't keep filters on many of my tanks, only one right now. So yeah, let's get into these guys. So right now in here, I'm pretty sure what I got is mostly a mixture of like these little guppies and the ones I bred that have really nice colors. Like these guys right here, I'm pretty sure they have some Endler in them, which is why their coloration is the way it is. And then some of the females that I have been bred through other guppies, so it's kind of just an odd mixture, but I'm ready to get some new colors in there. So today I went and picked up, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different species of males to diversify the breeding in there. And then I got one more female that has a different colored tail and it's from a different line than all of these females that I've bred, to hopefully get some prettier ones. So we're going to show you each guppy that I bought in the bag, and then we'll put it in the tank and then get the light back over it so you guys can see the tank and see how it's doing, because it's kind of all mushed up and pushed down right now. So let's get into that. So for the first one, I guess we'll start with the ones in the tank. So this is the first one, and I'm pretty sure this one right here is the red panda, if I'm not mistaken. Or at least that's what I think it is. I could be wrong. If any of you know the exact species that's watching the video, please leave it in the comments, because I cannot remember. But we're gonna go ahead and get this guy in the tank to join the rest of the colony. And just like the beta, these guys have been acclimating for a solid little while. So there's the first male in the guppy tank, first new male. Looks great, doesn't seem to be killing over or anything. Next we're gonna move on to this male here, and this I got out of the assorted guppy tank. I'm pretty sure it's got some tiger in it. Actually, yeah, it was like the assorted tiger guppy males, and it's got some gorgeous patterns on it in the tail. I think a mixture of those with some Endler guppies, or like these guys from the females. It's gonna be awesome. So we're just gonna see what we get. Go ahead and let this guy out. Seems to be doing well. Real fat. He's real healthy, so he should be able to breed as soon as he gets comfortable with all the females in there. And right now our female ratio is much higher than our male. I don't know if you can tell, but all the less colored ones, for those of you that don't know, are females, and then the ones with the really vibrant colors and the long tails, those are all the males. So our female population is outweighing our male population by a good bit, so we don't really have too much aggression or anything. And these guys are still breeding great. There's little babies everywhere. I don't know if you can get that on camera. There's two little guys right there. So breeding's been good in this tank. I haven't had any issues. Haven't had anything die on me except for a beta that was in there at one point. I don't know what happened with the beta. It was doing great for so long. I just think that with all the guppies in there, the feeding and everything, it couldn't make it. So we're not going to put another beta in here. We're going to try and keep it pretty simple. Alright, next we have this male. Beautiful male. Get that one on camera for a second while I find my phone. I can get you guys the exact name right now. Let me look at it. But so happy with the way everything's been going, especially with the way it is. Alright, so this one right here, the one that I released first, is a red tuxedo. So that one right there, real pretty. The last one I just released that I was talking about is, let's see, I think it's an assorted, I think that's one of the assorted guppy males, but I think it's got some tiger in it, just from the patterns and everything. Or it might just be a fancy, I'm not too sure. Anyways, the one we're about to release now is a blue Moscow Delta guppy male. Very pretty. I haven't seen too many of these, so excited to get this thing in the tank. Hopefully we can get a better shot of it after he's out and swimming. So let's go ahead and let him venture out into the new world. Let's see here. There he goes. He's got like a really nice, like yellowish, light blue tint. Hopefully he does alright. He seems to be a little stressed out getting out of the bag. There he goes. He's calming down. Really pretty fish. So excited to see what kind of colors I get with all these different males and females. Alright, for the next fish, we just got a assorted guppy female. I picked this female because of her colors on her tail and also her colors on her body. It's a lot different than all the ones I have, so I'm hoping she produces some different males with the mixture of males I have in there now already. So I'm thinking we're going to get some really pretty colors on these guppies with this female. She's a lot bigger than most of the fish in there, most of the females, but she should do great for breeding. Now that we got all these bags out of the no longer floating, and we can pull Let's pop those back up a little bit because it got a little crushed. Just kind of move the plant around some, show the statue a little better. I used to have a hang-on back filter for this tank, but the filter quit working and I didn't want to get another one, and I don't have another one that I would like to put in here. So we're just going to rock it the way it is. But anyways, now you guys can really see the new colors on all the new guppies and how they look. Really great. Also, I'd like to talk about the pothos on the top of all these fish tanks, and they are growing great. This one's been growing really good. It's been growing throughout the tank, and there's hair algae in this tank. I've let it grow at the top because for a while I was like, oh, that looks cool. It's kind of like a tree, but it's hit or miss. I just kind of trim it at the top, and at the bottom it hasn't seemed to progress too much, so I'm not too worried about it right now. But let's get into the next guppy. So now we're about to release, let's see, which one is this? This is the Kohaku guppy male, I'm pretty sure. Or no, this is the flame guppy right here. So this right here is the flame guppy male. I don't know how well you guys can, yeah. This thing is beautiful. You'll be able to see it a little better in the tank. This is either the Kohaku or the flame male. I'm not 100% sure which one it is. By the way, the bucket that these guys were acclimating in is also the same water as that was in this tank. So it's all at the same temperature. I just siphoned it out from the tank and put it in the bottom. So it's not like a significant temperature difference or anything. It's not shocking them. And the water shouldn't be much different than what was in the bag because this water isn't filtered. It just gets a regular, little fill up every week. But beautiful guppy right there. Hoping, and like I said, just like the other ones, I think we're gonna get some really pretty males from all the different kinds of males that are in there now. And next we are going to add I'm pretty sure this right here is the Kohaku, if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a look. Yeah, so this right here is probably the Kohaku, or the other one I just released is the Kohaku. So this fish right here is really pretty. Got some nice colors on it. Like I said, none of them are the same. I'm just mostly putting all these guys in here to get some different lineages going, some different crossbreeding, see how well that works, because I really don't know. But if I had to guess, we're going to get some really nice guppies out of here. Alright. Yeah, that's a beautiful fish. It's right there. Really nice, vibrant orange colors on him. Alright, we'll go ahead and move on to the next one. Right here we got the Endler guppy. Now, I've had these guys before. I'm pretty sure that is where most of my fish I have in there now are getting their like really vibrant, like iridescent colors from, with the orange and the blues and everything else. Let me go ahead and get this little guy in the tank. They stay smaller than most other guppies, which is why the other guppies are so much smaller than the ones I just added, because they are a different, I'm pretty sure they're all from an Endler original bloodline. But the Endler guppy's very beautiful. The split and the tail and everything, it's so nice to look at. Hopefully he comes back out in the light a little bit more so we can really get his colors. Yeah, they just have a really bright neon on their tails and their different colors and things like that. So it's tough to get all these little guys on camera. So some of this footage is going to be a little bit odd, but we're doing the best we can with a bunch of little crazy fish who are definitely hyped up right now. Alright, now let's go ahead and move on to the last one, and this right here is, I think, the Kohaku. Man, I really wish I can. Some of them look so similar, but they have like those little differences that sets them apart. and I'm not really too familiar, but man, these things are gorgeous. This one might have came from the assorted guppy tank, so I really am not too sure on the exact name of this one, but it has like an iridescent green to it. Oop, there it goes. Really nice colors on that thing. It's like a neon, like a cyan blue with a really bright orange tail. So nice to see all these guys already swimming in with the school. So, like I said, the reason I went and got all of these guys was for the purpose of breeding and hoping to get some really nice males out of this clutch. If anyone is interested in getting some of these males, leave a comment. We can see if we can work something out. I've never shipped fish, but I can figure out how to. It probably just takes a quick YouTube video and getting some type of O2 or something, nitrogen, whatever it is, to put at the top of the bag to make sure that these guys make the trip, and then some type of little cooling pack, because it is warm right now. I live in the south. But really excited about all these new lines of guppies. I mean, this guy is so bright. Beautiful colors on that thing. The Moscow guppy is beautiful. I'm just so excited to see what we get. So that's the update on the 10 gallon and the 5 gallon. They both seem to be doing pretty good. Very excited. Get this red, white, and blue guy on there again. The stars and stripes. That thing is gorgeous. The fins on this one, I don't really know the different fin adaptations. I know this one is a lot different than all my other bettas, so anyone in the comments that knows or can say what it is, please help me out, because like I said, I'm doing the best I can with the names and everything, but I'm not too familiar with all the breeds and the different genuses of all the fish. So that guy's beautiful. He's gonna do great in there. I'm gonna make sure check on him a lot and often to make sure he's not doing too bad or have any weird things going on. So now we're moving on to the 36 gallon bow front. This tank right here is been kind of a mixture of things for me. I've had it for a while and it's just kind of progressed. Just got this net sitting on the top here. Let me move this in the back where it goes. So what I have going on with this tank right now is a lot. There's a lot going on in here. A lot of different fish, a lot of different species of fish, and this is like supposed to be my schooling tank. Kind of move these plants out of the way a little bit. So what I've done with this one is just found the plants I like, put them in different areas, and then I really wanted to have some above tank plants, and I went with the pothos because I thought that'd be the best. And this right here is a different kind of pothos than is on the other tanks. It's the Lee's. I can't remember the name of it. Surprise, surprise. But here we go. Back in it. Let's get it done. Anyways, alright. So a little bit of a stutter there. And you know what? It happens. That's why we do this, because that's how filming these videos goes most of the time. You guys just don't see it because I cut it out. But so what I got going on here, like I said, I got the pothos in the top of the tank, and it is done amazing. It's growing. I've kind of, you can see those pebbles down at the front of the tank. I used to sit them on the pothos when I originally got it. When I originally put the plants on top of here, it barely drooped down the side about this far, and it's just grown down, and I've kind of made it grow the way I want it to. I got them intertwining now, hoping they grow back up through each other and thicken up a little bit. But it's made a really nice outline for the tank, especially the top of the tank and the roots going in. It's, when you guys get a little closer up view, I know you can't see it too well right now, but we're going to do some B-roll in a second. You'll see all the roots from the pothos in the tank. It's actually helping a lot more than it's hurting, but at the same time, you know, some people don't like the look of all the roots and craziness in the tank, but I like my tanks to look as natural as possible for the fish and everything I got in there. I make sure all the fish I put in there are, you know, native to similar areas, and they can all cohabitate, and the way the tank is and everything is safe for them, and they're all going to be comfortable in there. There's not going to be anybody that's, you know, dying or not able to school well or in a type of environment that they're not originally from, that wouldn't benefit them to give them their natural behaviors and everything like that, and so on. So like I said, pothos is doing great. It's growing down the front of the tank. I've had it vining up my windows, even climbing up through my vines a few times. I mean my blinds. A little misspeaking there. My blinds has climbed up through my blinds. Likes to climb up the window from the natural sunlight and everything. And the interesting thing about this tank is I have some hair algae and other algae in this tank, but I haven't really tried to control them as much as I have in the smaller ones, and it doesn't have nearly as much. And with as much light as this thing gets, I'm kind of surprised. There is hair algae in here, and there is other types of algae in here, but it honestly doesn't look bad. It kind of covers the back of the tank, keeps the wires hidden and everything else, which was my goal of planting it so heavily and leaving it the way it is, was to conceal the back of the tank and everything like that. Alright, so all the fish in here right now, from what I can remember, the last video I posted, I didn't have the gudgeons, so I don't know if I had that beta either, but those right there, those are the new gudgeons that I put in there. I've never seen those before. They're called peacock gudgeons. They have like a very interesting like pinkish stripes down their body and like a yellowish undertone. They're very pretty fish, very peaceful. They've done really well with the school. Haven't seen any issues with them nipping or anything. I did do some research, and it said you want to have them in a decent group. So I was kind of worried if they would thrive or not, but they've done great since I put them in there. They've been in there for probably about 2-3 weeks now. So really happy to see those guys thriving. I did have an ick outburst. For people that don't know what ick is, it's basically like a parasite that gets in your fish, and once it's in there, it's really, really hard to get rid of, and it's really, really hard to keep them alive because it spreads so quickly. And I've had the problem with ick a few times in a few tanks over the past year and a half. I've been doing this hobby consistently, and so I treated it. I lost a lot of neons and cardinal tetras, but I still have one neon and one cardinal left in there. And also the rummy nose tetras, all of those made it through the ick outbreak, which kind of surprised me because I thought that, you know, tetras were all so sensitive, but the rummy nose are pretty hardy guys, so those guys will make it. The Danios did great through the ick outbreak, and so did the chili rasboras. I think I lost a few of the chilies, but and those are the mosquito fish that are in there, just for clarification. But the tank overall looks great. All the fish seem to be extremely happy. That right there is a new koi female beta I added in there. And then I have I don't know if it's another Stars and Stripes or what the exact name of it is. Give me 1 second, I can tell you exactly what it is. So I can find the receipt. Very, very pretty tank. Let's see here. So I don't think the male betta is any type of special betta. It's just a male betta, but it's got like an electric blue. I don't see him out right now. He's probably in there hiding in the plant somewhere, but he typically comes out a good amount, but right now he's probably hiding, which he also likes to do a good amount. Anyways, so the plants I have in here, I have such a wide variety of plants in the tank just because I wanted it to be a heavily planted tank, especially with all the fish I have in here and the shrimp, because I wanted sidelines and everything broke up. There's also some nearite snails in there. I should have a small pleco in there somewhere. I'm not sure. I haven't seen him in a while, but it should still be alive, because every time I think, oh, I haven't seen him in a while, he's gone. And anybody else that has some type of pleco like that, they're always in there, just hiding under something. They're just never come out because they like to be concealed. And then I think I have two or one Amazon swords in there. I have some Pagasamon in there, which grows very, very well. And then the jungle vow is in there. That's two really long, stringy, grass-looking plants up here on the front right of the tank. But those have grown great. I haven't really had any issues growing plants in this tank at all. They've all seemed to take well and grow well. Let me see if I can't get you some other names. There's some Anubias in there, some water sprite, and that grows like crazy. I don't know if anyone has water sprite, but it grows very, very quickly. Some Bakapa, and then there's a piece of Mopani wood in the back, but it's obviously not very, very visible. Then there's some moss balls in there, and then on the foreground, on the floor of the tank, I have shrimp. So let's see if we can get some of those on camera. Some of them are kind of hard. There's a red cherry back here in the back. I know those guys are in there. There's probably a good colony of them. They don't all come out all the time, obviously, with all the fish circling, but I see tons of them when you sit down and look for a while. And then if you look on top of that little platter thing I just put down, there's more. And then looking for shrimp is kind of hard sometimes in this tank, given all the sight lines and plants and everything that's growing. They're not always out because they like to be hidden as much as they can be, because they're smaller prey to most fish. But there are a bunch of cherry shrimp in there. I just put in some red tiger bee shrimp. Those came in today, and then I just released them. I can see one back there on the rock. Sadly, we can't get it on video. I can take a picture of it and drop it in the video for you guys so you can see. So we moved to the phone so we could get a better view of the tank. I'm not sure how much better you guys can see all the plants and everything in there from the phone view. This right here is a peacock gudgeon that I was talking about earlier. Like I said, very, very, very interesting fish. Looks a lot different than all the other ones. Very nice coloration. I really enjoy having these guys in here. Obviously, you got the rummy nose, celestial pearl danios, which is that little guy right there with all the spots and the really nice neon orange fins and bellies. This right here is a koi female. Right here, this is one of the mosquito fish, the chili rasboras. There should be at least 3 in there from what I can remember. The plants, like I said, Amazon swords, Pagasamon, pretty much most freshwater plants are in here. These were baby tears, or supposed to be, and now, you know, they just kind of have grown and taken over. This right here is my favorite, celestial pearl. Really, really nice colors on him. Anyways, let's move to the shrimp. So this right here, this is a red cherry, I believe. Yes, that is one of the red cherries right there. And then back here in the back, I just dropped down there a little mineral cube for them to kind of munch on for all the shrimp. They are loving it. Absolutely loving it. You got another little cherry shrimp right there. It's kind of hard to see on the Mopani wood in the back. But overall, this tank is just doing amazing. All the fish are doing amazing. They're schooling really well. I feed them all once a day. We can do a little feeding video. Look, you can really see the colors on this celestial pearl from while he's at the top of the tank. Really pretty fish. Very, very nice colors on the fins. They have, it's not too visible, but they have like black dots on their fins and stripes. Sorry if the video is a little shaky, guys. I'm doing it on my phone. I'm not used to being the one recording and doing it on the cellular device, but we're figuring it out as we go. But this is what I was talking about with all the roots coming down from all the pothos. It just kind of makes it look like a forest of roots, but I don't hate it. I like how natural it looks. Here's another shrimp up here in the more top ropes of the tank, chilling, eating some algae on top of, I believe that's one of the Amazon swords. It's not doing too great right now, but yeah, I mean, really, really nice fish. I'm trying to, oh, there's one of the bee shrimps right there. So this right here is one of the new bee shrimps I just got. There's another one below it. That is kind of how the colors are, but that darker spot you see, okay, Tetra's just swimming right in front of the camera. The darker color you see on him is like a maroon red, and then he's got white on the rest of his body. That one's got a really, really nice colors. I'm hoping those guys breed like the other shrimp have. The fish are so nosy. They like to get in front of everything. But really excited about those shrimp. They're so pretty, and I'm hoping I can breed them like I have everything else I put in this tank. So that would be awesome. But that's a little update on all the tanks. It's doing great. This is my favorite tank. I like to sit down and enjoy this one with all the different fish and colors it's got going on. So. Some feeding now for the tanks. I forgot to film an outro yesterday when we were editing the video and realized that there was no outro, and then I decided, you know what, we're going to do a little feeding too. So we're going to do some feeding for all the fish, all the fish tanks. If you're going to get closer up here, this tank I don't like to put a lot in just because of how small it is, and there's only one fish. Let's see if the betta will eat. That's not good. See if the betta will eat. Get some. Oh, there he goes. That's good. Good that he's eating. That means they're comfortable in the tank. They'll figure it out. Alright, let's move on to the guppy tank. These guys I like to give a pretty full cube to. Oh yeah. I like piranhas. Ooh. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, these guys are like piranhas. the guppies seem to eat really well. They are always at the top of the tank waiting for something to come in there. I've put crickets in there before. They'll annihilate those. Worms. Anything that's got a little meat in it they want. So that's feeding those guys. A little feeding for these guys. You get in there, right in the way. Okay. Typically give these guys about a full cube too, just because whatever they don't eat, the shrimp will get. So they all have really good feeding responses. Guys, well, that's gonna do it for this one. That was the new fish and other fish tank updates. So probably as far as the fish goes, these will probably be the steady tanks for a while. I'll probably post another video in a couple weeks and show if I have any new babies or any new nice breeds coming through. But overall, that's going to be it for this one. Appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. Please subscribe, leave a like, and let me know what you guys would like to see in the next one. I should have another video coming out either the same day as this one's going to be posted or the day after for the reptiles. So make sure you tune into that one as well. But I'll see you guys in the next one.